Perhaps the singular thing I would note about John is he likes to tilt at windmills. The whole Don Quixote thing it's a theme in his life. The more hopeless a situation is, the more inclined John is to step up and turn it upside down.
When I was first diagnosed with breast cancer, I was in complete shock. It changed my world. It felt as if my life stopped, and I was fighting for survival.
I thought, that's it. Life as we know it is over. It's the end of the world. The worst thing that could happen has happened.
We went to John's office and he welcomed us and we sat down and he leaned across the table and he said, "If you follow everything I lay out for you, we will beat this and you will not die." That's all I heard. Now, we were in his office for hours. I had no idea what lay ahead, but I liked him right away because he spoke my language. And I promised him then and there, I will do whatever you say, I will fight this, and I will not die.
And the one thing he said to me when I sat down with him, he said, "I know how to kill it." And that's God acting in your life if you ask for help.
And that says something about the character of the man too. Value he places on human dignity, the sense he has of trying to help people be more, be better, and to face into hopelessness while giving them hope and sharing his own hope for them is pretty incredible. And even when hope is lost, John still goes for more.
The biggest miracle in my journey in the US when Dr. Glaspy offered me a job from the beginning of our interview. The position was research coordinator in the new and novel therapies in cancer immunotherapy. That was one of the rewarding moments in my life because my job was involved in contacting patients, the physicians, the pharmaceutical company. And the most rewarding moment is when we know that the cancer treatment is working and the tumor is shrinking. His contribution in the field started earlier, before I was born, actually early in the 90s or like late in the 80s. Breast cancer has been one of the worst cancers to be treated, and given the efforts at UCLA and Dr. Glaspy's being part of that team, they came up with the novel therapies that made specific types of breast cancer from the worst prognosis to the one of the most rewarding cancers to be treated.
It was one of the first times I'd sat down with John and we wanted to do something together. We were talking about refugees, the state of the world at the time was in a heap, but John wanted to do something. And so we looked at some possibilities. How could the church get involved? Maybe find some accommodation for refugees. John was looking at how to get some employment for refugees. Anything that we could do to try and navigate some of the craziness of the world at the time. And then things changed. At that time, refugees were not welcome in the country, but it didn't stop John. I kind of found myself tapping the brakes, but John found other ways to make things happen. And SAMR is probably one of the best examples of the kind of thing that John does.
I started my residency in Syria for almost a year, but unfortunately the war was at its worst condition during my training. But I was very lucky to come and have that issued, so that was like almost a miracle.
So I think John may have given birth to a new version of himself, maybe not as crazy or as Irish, but he'll certainly be able to accomplish great things in his own life, I have no doubt. It's not enough that we succeed, but we must succeed well, and we must continue to exceed and continue to grow and continue to be better, all with a view to making the world a better place.